Hello friends, it's me, and today let's watch why did Halloween costumes get so revealing. Style theory from the style theorists. Together, let's go. Let's start. Thank you.
Can someone tell me when Halloween went from this to this? E2? Oh well. To find out how Halloween got so hot, we need to expose some haunted history. Hello Internet, welcome to Style Theory, the show that celebrates Halloween every day because it's a lifestyle. Duh.
Style theory. Hello friends, welcome to Style Theory. Hi.
Oh, have you noticed how Halloween costumes have gotten a little bit spicy as of late?
What are you? I'm a mouse. Duh.
However, if you're looking to dress a little spicy this spooky season, you're not limited to animals, minerals,
Or even vegetation. I give you sexy corn.
Yes, I know, that's 2 Mean Girls clips in a row, but what can I say? They really understood the assignment. Also, that is one of the best songs from the entire musical. Fight me. And no, I am not shaming anyone who wants to be a risque Jaws or what have you for Halloween this year. Your body is your body, so do you, just have fun and be safe. But for today, I want to figure out...
I'm gonna judge. Because case in point, if there's children's involved in the vicinity and you do that, please don't. If it's all adults, okay, understandable, I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to be make a big hoo-ha, but if there are kids around, please don't.
How this seems to have become the Halloween costume standard. Let's be real, it's kind of harder nowadays to find a non-spicy version of a costume than the spicy version. But for us to find out Halloween's answer to
When did you get hot?
we have to take a little trip back in time. Gather
Okay, so for males, it's more generalized, as in top half naked is understandable, as you know, people exercise, people work out, there's sports, you see it on TV, like for example WWE. For females, there's more restrictions involved.
around rules because we are about to discover where this all started, why it became so popular, and how these spicy costumes might actually be more in the spirit of the season than you would ever expect. When Halloween first started to become the holiday that we know today, adults were not welcome.
Silly rabbit.
Halloween's
For kids.
By the way, if you want a super in-depth history into the origin of Halloween costumes, we actually have a video for that right here on the channel. But for today, we are just going to be making a pit stop in the 1950s to see where Halloween parties really got started.
The 1950s was a big time for change for not only Americans, but the world at large. People were dealing with the fallouts of both world wars and the years of sugar rationing, meaning a time where access to sugar was extremely hard to come by and expensive when you could get it.
But this is where the Halloween that we know today really started to take shape. You know, the cheap mass-produced costumes, the trick-or-treating, parties, games. Now, when I say games, I mean more like carving pumpkins and bobbing for apples, not the werewolf or fun board games that we have today. But if you are in the market for a new fun board game to add to your Halloween party lineup, surprise! Team Theorist,
Hey!
it's called Just a Theory, and look, that's my face on the back! Isn't that so cool?
Yeah!
Whether you're planning an epic Halloween party or just a low-key get-together with the family or your roommates, this game puts you in the role of head theorist.
Yes, instead of me researching and writing theories for you to watch, you get to make the theory.
Compete against your friends to create the best theory based on prompts inspired by all of the theorist channels. You got your game theory, your film theory, your food theory, your GT Live,
And of course, style theory, which are obviously the best cards in the entire deck.
If you've ever wanted Trivial Pursuit to be more like Cards Against Humanity, this is your next favorite game. Truly, the sky is the limit with how far you take your theories. Just be ready to defend them in order to take the win and earn yourself the victory trophy. And
So ultimately speaking, it's a game, don't take it too seriously, have some fun among friends and family members. You can get a bit defensive or offensive, can get a bit aggressive, but let's not take it too far, shall we? Thank you so much. I know debative, I know argumentative is just part and parcel of it, but you know, take it easy, don't cross the line. Thank you so much.
you can get your copy of Just a Theory on Walmart.com, as well as select Walmart stores.
And please make sure to share the best theories you come up with me over on Instagram by tagging me at @AMarieByTheSea. Photo, video, whatever you want to do, I just want to see what you come up with. Because I know that not only are you smart, You are funny. So prove it to me. I dare you. Okay, enough of me fangirling over board games. It's time to get back to the other love of my life, Halloween. This is my job, and that's amazing.
Back in the 1950s, when Halloween parties were just starting to become a normal thing, it was considered a kids' holiday. While adults would dress up, it was often just to accompany their kids to parties or trick-or-treating.
But that all started to change around the early 1970s. You see, back in the day, there were a lot of laws about what you could or could not wear. And I don't mean in the school dress code kind of way. Well, actually, they kind of were.
Where school dress codes were historically used to police what students wore, they did typically target specific groups, like girls, non-white ethnicities, and subcultures. These old-time laws operated in a similar way. The restrictions would usually not affect the everyday person who dressed in line with conservative values and stereotypical gender roles.
Yeah.
Because case in point, social norms back then is different from social norms right now.
These laws were really made to target groups of others, specifically those in the LGBTQIA+ community. Thanks! I hate it.
Many cities across the country had laws that outlawed posing as the opposite gender, since, among other interesting reasons, it could be used as a way to commit identity fraud.
Yeah, sure, Chad. But remember, there are no laws that can keep a queen down for long, honey.
Queer neighborhoods across the country, such as Greenwich Village in NYC, West Hollywood in LA, and San Francisco's Castro District, began hosting their own Halloween parties, ones that allowed attendees to dress however they wanted. Binary be damned.
And some of these didn't stop at parties. These were full-on parades. Look at it. This is my kind of extra, baby. I love it.
One of the best things about these Halloween parades was the fact that you didn't have to register or even pay to be a part of it.
As long as you turned up in a costume, you were free to sashay the night away. Over the years, as these events continued to grow, they got more and more popular. So of course, the costumes had to keep up.
Costumes became way more elaborate, evolving
Wow.
into showpieces, and at times, ensembles that would now more resemble things worn by top-billing drag artists.
And like the trendsetters of today, these parade goers started to set a new cultural standard.
Culture is when a woman does something seriously, a gay guy does something as a joke, or a straight guy does something good by accident.
Though, since many of these parties were being thrown by bars and clubs, this new Halloween standard was definitely more adult. But this change in attitude towards Halloween and its costumes didn't exist inside a vacuum. During the 1960s and 70s, much of the Western world was also experiencing a bit of a sexual revolution. Conversations around sex and sexuality became increasingly less taboo as people began chanting "Make love, not war."
And people didn't just talk the talk, they wanted to walk the walk, or wear the wares in this case, I guess. Yeah, not my best pun.
Many people started to dress in ways
Okay, look, you tried, so A for effort.
that didn't conform with the previous generation's sense of modesty. This included things like miniskirts and crop tops, and that thing where guys would wear a vest but not a shirt.
I'm not sure if this trend ever got a name, but the hippies really seem to like it.
This new cultural awakening, alongside their growing love of Halloween parties, meant that retailers saw a new opportunity to make bank: sexy costumes.
But they weren't quite the sexy Halloween costumes that we think of today. They're more like what you would find in the very, very back of a Spencer's Gifts, if you know what I mean. To get to that mean girlification
Moving on.
of Halloween, we need to take another jump through time. Welcome to the 1980s, where Halloween had finally cemented itself as a holiday that could be enjoyed by both kids and adults alike. Though, to be clear, in very different and separate ways. You don't need this to be a Kendrick Lamar Halloween remix, okay? Now, given the adults' new love of dressing up for Halloween, you would think that this would be that spicy costume boom that we've been looking for. But you would be wrong. In reality, the Halloween costumes of the 1980s were preoccupied with a very different aesthetic: horror movies.
Slasher movies like Halloween, Friday the 13th, and A Nightmare on Elm Street not only set a foundation for the modern horror movie, but they also shaped the sorts of Halloween costumes that people wanted to wear.
No longer were people content with just being a goblin, ghoul, or ghost. Now they wanted to be Michael, Jason, or Freddy. No, not that Freddy. Though I did actually get to meet Freddy Fazbear on my recent trip to Halloween Horror Nights and go to his infamous pizzeria to try the pizza. It was kind of iconic. And no, I'm not sponsored. I just really, really love Halloween, okay? And
Five Nights at Freddy's FNAF!
anyway, I was talking about the other killer Freddy, Freddy Krueger. While slashers surged in popularity both in cinemas and in costumes, so did a love of all things spooky. And here's the thing, this is the point in our timeline where the ideas of spooky and sexy really started to mix and mingle. And there were two key factors that really caused this meeting of the minds.
One was the horror movies themselves. While the big bads were not exactly made with attractiveness in mind,
Unless that's your thing, which I don't judge, but I do recommend therapy.
the women of horror, both victims and final girls alike, were often depicted as very conventionally attractive and in various states of dress. Now, your mileage may vary on if these depictions were done in good taste, but they did inspire female fans to embrace their dark side and get into a spooky mindset. As Halloween historian Leslie Benetine said to Pop Sugar, costume trends reflect who we are and what we value, what fascinates us, or what scares us.
Question, how do I become a Halloween historian? Because that sounds like such a cool job. And speaking of cool jobs, the other factor to add a little va-va-voom to the equation was the mistress of the dark. Elvira was, and still is in my opinion, the queen of Halloween.
Elvira, played by Cassandra Peterson, was the host of a local LA TV show called Elvira's Movie Macabre, which aired from 1981 to 1986. In it, she would show the audience a low-budget horror or sci-fi film, and in between, Elvira would make jokes or comments about the movie.
If you're familiar with Mystery Science Theater, the format is pretty similar.
She also became the face and spokesperson for an adult beverage brand, which led to standees of her appearing in grocery stores across the country.
Listen, everything about Elvira was designed to be eye-catching.
From the tip of her beehive hairstyle to the dangerously low-cut bottom of her staple bell-sleeve dress, everything
Yeah, the very fact that the team behind this video have to work so hard to censor things or blur things out shows a lot about the commitment to be family friendly and wholesome.
about her was meant to make a statement and cause conversation.
And it did. Many people wanted to be just like Elvira, myself included. I mean, come on, having your job be a Halloween icon? What's not to want?
The
Halloween
unfortunate thing is, from my experience, conversation is a very broad term. I just want to talk. It's a very broad term. Negotiation is just talking. Blackmailing is just conversations. Gaslighting, twisting the narrative, manipulating the truth, guilt tripping. These are all called conversations. The very fact that I do not want to engage in blackmail, you can twist it to I don't want to engage in conversation. I don't want to engage in gaslighting. I don't want to engage in gaslighting. I don't want to engage in twisting of words. I don't want to engage in manipulative tactics. I don't want to be engaged with emotional kidnapping. You can twist it into I don't want to engage in talking to you. It sucks, doesn't it?
was now being marketed as a time to be sexy, and retailers were ready to help a person out. Not only did they start offering versions of Elvira's sexy costume for the Halloween season, there was also a rise in other popular female characters like Princess Leia and Michelle Pfeiffer's 1992 Catwoman, who also served as huge costume inspiration.
Specifically the outfits from the Jabba the Hutt scene and the skin-tight catsuit, respectively, both of which are, without a doubt, a bit steamy.
And as we entered into the 2000s, sexy Halloween became a staple of pop culture, with movies like Legally Blonde and Mean Girls making direct references to the phenomenon.
In girl world, Halloween is the one night a year when a girl can dress like a total and no other girls can say anything about it.
Now, that point of view is a little dated. Remember, it's your body, your costume choice. But it wasn't just fictional characters making a spicy splash in our costume history. In the early 2000s, there were three main pop culture players that really helped the mainstream embrace their spicy side. Player 1, Playboy.
The controversial company entered what we'll call its golden years, thanks in large part to the unexpected success of the show Girls Next Door, which heavily featured many spicy looks, including one specifically centered around the Halloween season. I mean, Bridget was an OG spicy Halloween girly. I remember that calendar photo shoot. Don't think I don't.
Then you had
Alright, yeah, the team behind this video worked very hard for very specific reasons.
Player 2.
Lingerie
respect,
brand
much respect.
Victoria's Secret was also making waves with its fashion show and inspiring the masses to dress like a Victoria's Secret angel. Yeah, lingerie and wings became and still remain a popular last-minute costume.
One notable family to hop on this trend, well, that would just happen to be player number 3, the Kardashians.
Not only did the sisters show up as a fleet of Victoria's Secret angels in 2018,
Oh, and by the way, they were sporting the official runway looks, which is wild.
they gained a reputation of having show-stopping Halloween costumes every year, most of which fell into that spicy costume category.
Here's the thing, whether or not you're a fan of Kim and the Kardashian clan, it's impossible to ignore their impact on popular fashion and popular Halloween costumes.
And sadly speaking, non-family friendly wholesome vibes. Very sexual attraction.
Well, that's our answer, right? We can just blame Hollywood for turning Halloween into Halloween. Well, yes, but also no. You see, that's only part of the answer. While mainstream Halloween culture had evolved to embrace the lingerie plus style of Halloween costumes,
The hardcore girls just wear lingerie and some form of animal ears.
that is only part of the answer. How did we go from variations on the Playboy Bunny to sexy Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers? Oh yeah, these are both real. Well, it turns out that when it comes to the questionable costume decisions of the past, present, and future, you don't have to blame it on the alcohol. You can blame it on the candy. Or, in this case, the yandy. Right around this time of every year, we start to see dozens and dozens of articles pop up counting down the most ridiculous costumes to come out this year. Well, what if I told you that there's really just one company responsible for all of those spicified costumes that you see on social media? Everyone say hello to Yandy.
Yandy originally started selling only lingerie, but within the first year of business, they pivoted to add sexy Halloween costumes into their growing product catalog.
Which, based on everything that we've seen today, isn't that much of a pivot.
Duh.
Yandy really came into its notoriety era thanks to its questionable costumes that it puts out every year that always seem to wind up on social media, for better or worse.
Some general hits include
I swear, I am not making any of these up.
sexy banana bread, sexy band TikTok, and of course, the tater thought.
And before you ask, yes, Yandy is responsible for those sexy Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers costumes that we saw earlier. You know, the ones that are definitely going to pop up in my next therapy session. Remember, Amy, sexy Bob Ross isn't real. Sexy Bob Ross can't hurt you. Yeah, okay. But if none of those are to your taste, you can check out their fresh selection for 2025.
Which include but are not limited to sexy Cookie Monster, sexy Aquaman, sexy Care Bear, sexy Scooby-Doo, and
Wait, is that a sexy Patrick Star? And yes, while there are spicy costumes out there for everyone, it does tend to skew towards female demographics.
a study from Westchester State University found that 88% of women's costumes showed excessive skin compared to just 16% of men's. And when it came to which gender had more skin-tight costumes, well, it was more of the same. The study also found that costumes marketed towards women were more likely to contain language about looking cute, sexy, or pretty, while costumes marketed towards men used words like strong and tough.
Yep, turns out the candy you're getting in your trick-or-treat basket isn't a Tootsie Roll, it's a gender roll. But there is one really positive case for the silly yet spicy costume.
Alright, so case in point, you do recognize that in our current day and age, society judge men differently from females. Society judge females different from males.
Now, real talk, I have not gone to many Halloween parties where these costumes were actually being worn. And if they were, it was usually meant as a joke. So is that the goal here? Is Yandy really just doing this for the memes? Well, actually, yeah. As Yandy's former VP of marketing once said in an interview,
Did you laugh? Did you have a giggle at it? You know, that's our main goal.
well, in that case, you nailed it. Because this has built Yandy a sustainable business model that shows no signs of slowing down.
These kinds of sexy Halloween costumes aren't relying on attraction to sell. They are leaning into humor and shock value. Why? Well, because these costumes help tap into our innate human desire for connection.
No, really, I am being completely serious. Just hear me out.
You've likely heard the phrase, laughter is the best medicine. But did you know it's also a huge factor in creating human connection? Laughter releases endorphins into our brain. Endorphins are the hormones that our body uses to help decrease our
Oh my gosh! AB is actually ending this video from the style theorists about something so sexually inappropriate with something that is scientific. AB! Much respect.
feelings of pain and stress, which means that they also help increase our feelings of happiness and well-being. And
Endorphin for the wins. Is it endorphins? Let me see. Wait.
are the hormones
Endorphins. Yes. Endorphins for the win. Yeah.
that our body uses to help decrease our feelings of pain and stress, which means that they also help increase our feelings of happiness and well-being. And when that laughter and endorphin release happens in a group setting, multiple studies have found that it can help people form stronger social bonds.
I know, right? Your crazy spicy Halloween costumes can actually affect your brain chemistry and help you make friends in the process. I don't know about you,
And let's be honest, it is just once per year. Just laugh it off and don't take it too seriously. Like, come on. Just ha ha ha, laugh it off. And once we get back home, once we go back to regular life, it's just part and parcel of mundane life. That can be a experience, a memory, a passing memory.
but that sounds pretty spooky.
And the unfortunate thing is, here's what I know about my friends. Their wife cannot take it. Their wife cannot take it. It's like, hey, why are you having fun without me? Am I not fun? At some point in time, I have to step up and say that, no, it's just that there's some camaraderie, some brotherhood stuff in which we can share as brothers, but when you are around, you will dismiss it. You're just like, what's so funny about it? It's that we don't have to explain about the funny is there. It's some commonality between me and my brothers, and your existence here, your presence here, is welcomed, is invited, but don't cross the line, shall you? Please? Let's be more understanding about it.
To me.
But hey, that's just a theory, a style theory. Happy Halloween! Up next on Style Theory.
Detention! You have violated the school dress code. As have you, and we're not even talking about you yet. But why do so many of our favorite high school themed movies and TV shows fail so badly at showing what kids can actually wear to school without being sent to the principal's office?
Or standard school uniform. No one get bullied because everybody wear the same outfit. Oh no, it's not no one get bullied, just reduce bullying cases. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video from the style theorists. She's able to incorporate some scientific vibe, some scientific knowledge into this video, which, let's be honest, majority of it is kind of not so family-friendly, I suppose. I'm so sorry. But hey, that's just a theory. A style theory. Happy Halloween. And yeah, subscribe. Fun fact, this is what I wore for my Halloween. So there's a One Punch Man one. Standard One Punch Man outfit. One Punch Man. One Punch Man. Outfit. This is the cape, by the way. The cape is incorporated into the back. And then I also got this. This is the top half. The bottom half, I'm wearing the bottom half right now. This is the 456 Squid Game. 456 Squid Game, the one. And yeah. Cool, right? Cool, right? I wore this on 2 occasions, on Skate the one, and also for Adrian, Hermione, and Kyo's Halloween party, and also after post-parties stuff. Let's keep it wholesome, very friendly. Thank you. Subscribe. Thank you so much.